Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I am Bogus Meat Factory. Hi, folks. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. How was your weekend? It's Sunday. This weekend has been weird. Like, I have not at all, for the life of me, been able to figure out what day it is. It's been a whirlwind week with just so much stuff happening. It has been wild. And now we start a new week with another whirlwind of things happening. For me, my life is just constant phone calls and appointments and it's so much. I hope y'all are doing well tonight, though, folks. Today we're going to be continuing our stream of Ragnarok DS. The wheel had picked this as we had a filler moment in The Sims 2, which we just finished. We beat that recently. And to be like the next game, and it was not clicking at all for me. But one viewer, a good friend, Kuno no Oni, was like, "No, I really like this. Like, I want to see more of this." And I was like, Okay, let's give it a shot. There were some elements of it. For those that don't know, Ragnarok DS is a single player game set in the world of the MMORPG Ragnarok Online, and it uses the touchscreen exclusively. It plays very much kind of like the MMO, but single player story and these sorts of things. So I'm curious to know how it's going to play out, but it was just not clicking for me at all. Just the dialogue was frustrating. The plot seemed to be pretty stereotypical for a Japanese RPG, like, RPG story. And I'm curious to know if it's going to open up, or if the mechanics, something's going to click and engage with me. We'll figure out how it goes. Dia, how are you today? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. How are you? I hope you're doing well. So yeah, we're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. Worst case scenario, if I just can't do it, we'll spin the wheel. We'll see how it goes. But how have you been, Dia? I hope your week has gone well, and I hope you're ready to tackle another week. Fingers crossed. Go, Dappy. Wheel. I know. But first, we're going to give it a shot. You can do it. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna do. There's a thing though about the game that there is a possibility. There is a clickable moment that can happen. Oops. There we are. They do talk about need for space, the great methscape that we will provide. Need for space. Yeah. Oh God, no, not need for speed. No, please. The wheel will provide. Need for speed. Yeah. I got you. I figured it out. But let's turn this down. It's very loud. Sakura, this is Ragnarok DS. So this is a single-player DS Japanese RPG that is set in the world of the MMO Ragnarok Online. It plays like it, but it has some interesting like DS quirks to it. But it's very stereotypical. We played a little bit of this previously during a Sims 2 stream, and it wasn't clicking at all. Enough where I almost ranked it dog shit and left it for dead. But Kuno no Oni pleaded. They pleaded to me. They said, Bogus, please. I'm enjoying the stream. I want to see more of this. I want to see how this pans out. And I'm giving them a shot. This isn't the Ragnarok I'm familiar with. Exactly. This is you'll see when you play the game. It's very much so. There's a guy, Doobie. He is a novice currently. We just made it to town. Oh, there is Odin? No, this isn't that kind of Ragnarok, my friend. So we found a magical girl who was being chased by a kingdom and fell from a great height and was unconscious. And a young adventurer setting out on his first adventure finds her, and now they are together and moving to the big city. And there's a lot of ellipses. Sell her back. Exactly. Welcome to Prontero. We hope you enjoy your stay. And so this was the thing that made me go, I'm out. I'm done. Was one, the environment, like the hunting grounds are very generic and like enemy combat. But what killed it for me was this. This is the town. It's a menu. We had to go to the job class guild and see if we can upgrade our person. Alright, so you can access various jobs guild here to change your thing. Okay, so I can be a swordsman, a thief, a merchant, a taekwondo guild. Okay, so just gonna go swordsman. Here you can change your job class to swordsman or knight. I think I can make him be a swordsman. Weapon shop relations normal. Item shop relations normal. Tavern quests none. What is this? Hey there. Have you been working on your swordsmanship? No, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's zoom in. You can become a low-level swordsman at this guild. To become a swordsman, if you're a novice, your job level must be 10. There are no such conditions to change from any other job class. Also, all equipment will be removed when you change jobs. Yes. I admire your result, but you need to fulfill the necessary conditions. Okay, so what level am I? I'm level 7. Okay, so I can't be a swordsman yet. Yeah, this is very Ragnarok, visually. you want to embrace chivalry in the way of the knight? No, I'm good. The way of the sword is a long and treacherous one. Is it? Is it though? Guys, is it? Alright, and so we know that there's rumors of jobs at the Order of Knights facility, which is different than the Swordsman Guild, the Swordsman and Knight Guild. I don't know, man. Alright, let's see. I have the wheel prepped up. We're gonna find it though. And you are? This is our main character voice, ready? We came to ask about your monster extermination efforts. Oh, is that so? Welcome, welcome. We'd like more information, sir. Of course. Just wait, man. There's so many ellipses that happen in the story of this. Several days ago, we received reports of mass monster sightings in the Prontera Culvert from a civic-minded citizen. We attempted to clear out the monsters ourselves, but unfortunately, we were hopelessly outnumbered. Yeah, so what we did was we found this girl unconscious. We went to a cave, got an item that we wanted to sell in the city, and set up a thing there. Our main character's mom died because her dad left us, and then she just died from being sick. And at her grave, he promised he would be a great adventurer and not be a deadbeat like his dad, the adventurer. Therefore, we have decided to recruit capable adventurers and warriors. If I join the extermination efforts, will there be a reward? No, you idiot. You get paid in exposure. You're putting your life on the line after all. There are also monetary rewards available for distinguished service. I see, this is perfect for us. Count us in! Well, that's great. However, as said before, we need capable recruits. You'll need to pass a test or else you'll just die out there. No problem, we'll pass with flying colors. He also does this a lot. He does this, I don't understand. The test is simple. Bring back the dog tag hidden somewhere in the culvert. Bring back the dog tag, huh? Correct. Before you go into the culvert, there's one thing you should know. While the first floor is under our control, we are currently unable to enter the second. Therefore, we ask you not to wander beyond the first floor, as we cannot guarantee your safety. Okay, understood. In addition, we'll be sending one of your men with you as your examiner and backup in case something happens. I want a JRP where hair maintenance plays a crucial role in avoiding debuffs, a recipe and crafting Samson mechanic. Yes, go Dappy. Let's make it happen. Make it happen. Just, dude, Samson, ages of, hold on. What is it? What are they called? Ages of cosmetology. Yes, Samson, Age of Cosmetology. There you go. You do not have the reagents to craft the pomade. Exactly. And there's the thing also, like, just by even covering the hair, you receive debuffs, right? You put on a helmet, you get more defense, but your strength is vastly diminished. Well, wait a minute, I don't need any backup. While we may be recruiting, we cannot and will not allow needless sacrifices of good citizens. Besides, you may not need backup, but you do need an examiner, right? Damn. Oh, damn, you got me there. We have to do for every ellipses. Let me introduce you to the examiner that will be joining you. Mojito, enjoy the lurk, my friend, and welcome. Nice to meet you. I'm Lucifer. Hey, this is my job. So like it or not, you'll have to deal with me for a while. Come on, no need to be so stiff. Relax, I'm your friend. No way. Is what I want to say. But I guess I have no choice. I'm Doobie. And this is... sleeves. Doobie and sleeves. Got it. We've only just met, but let's go do this. Oh, jeez. Sakura says, in Divinity Original Sin 2, one of the early things you find is a bucket. You can put it on your head for armor, but massive debuffs as you can't see. I'd wear the bucket. I'd do a bucket run the whole time. I'm bucket head. I need somebody who can attack with a rake. I am the rake, and this is my sidekick, Buckethead. Sakura says, I wore that bucket for ages. Rightfully so. Oh, jeez. The Prontera Culvert is to the south of here. Shall we get going? We all did bucket. Sakura, yes. Bucket Squad represent. Bucket Squad represent. Okay, so we leave town and we go to the culvert. They call me the trash bin terror in the office. Ooh, yeah. Has anybody seen... Nobody got my reference. Has anyone seen the Tick cartoon show? Because it's fantastic. Hey, Doobie, let me teach you how to give cues to your allies. Cues? Yeah. We automatically attack monsters that you attack. Or that attack you. But there's another way to make us attack monsters. Oh? How? I'll use that pouring over there to demonstrate. Sure. What are you gonna do to that little guy? First, use the stylus and touch me. Next, touch the pouring. Touch you? Oh my god. That's right. Hurry up and try it. Touch Lucy and attack the pouring. Camera, go out of it, thank you. I'm sorry, little dude. Ah, I see. Touch your other party members on the field to display a cursor. The name of the member you touched will display on the bottom. Next, touch the monster you want to attack. Easy, right? God bless that little guy. He was happy till the end. Yeah. And so I touched my party member first, then a monster I want to attack. That's right. That party member will then attack automatically in their own way. Okay, now let me tell you about tactics. Oh god. Tactics? We played this game for like 3 hours. I want to let that be known. Tactics? Right. Your party members basically act on their own. But setting specific tactics lets you direct their actions in a certain way. That's amazing. How do I do that? Calm down. Can you see the faces of the party members on the top left? God. Yeah. Touching those faces with the stylus will bring up the tactics list for that character. Whoa! That's the tactics list. When you want to change your party members' tactics, touch that icon. Also, these tactics differ depending on the job. Let me give you a quick rundown about rear guard. When your support job member is being attacked, your other party member can attack the monster to draw its attention. About strong foe. This will make a member attack the monster with the highest level. Flee makes them stop their attack on the monster and follow you, Doobie. Use it when you want to run away from monsters. Set the tactics to this, and they won't attack monsters. It never hurts to remember that. Free will make the character act according to their own personality. Everyone's set to that by default. Remember that Flea and Free are available to all shops. That's about it for tactics. Just try it out for yourself. Okay, I'm good. You don't seem it, but you're actually very knowledgeable. Ha 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 ha. Go ahead. Shower me with your praise. This is a weird. Okay, the Caldeos to the south. Okay. So we gotta set the camera out. Alright. Let's see. So this is kind of the game, right? Oops. Okay, dead thing. Now we have this third party member. Making things are really easy. We just kind of double click on things. That's kind of the gist of the game mechanic in this. You can do these motions to do special moves, but it's only tight. Like I click this and then I have to do that, you know, to do this, to actually activate the special move. Yay! Combat. So I can go wee, and do a knockback strike on him. And you have to collect the map as you play this. So like, as we continue, that'll be the case. Okay, so so and so's in danger. They're healing themselves. Okay. Yeah, like, this is ridiculous. There we go. Okay, so we go south. I want to know how to make a guild. Like, what is this going to entail, right? This mission, and like, where is it going to lead us? Because, like, and like you get so much stuff. You do like an astronomical amount of stuff. Like to give you an understanding of that, right? Let's just look at our inventory, right? Items. We have 4 red herbs, 5 blue herbs, 5 red potions, 1, 2, 3, 4 knives, 3 clubs, 11 jalopies, 2 sticky mucuses, a wood chip, a plant stalk, 2 poison spores, 10 empty bottles, and a clean stone. Like, and I don't know what any of that means. No clue what that means or what that does. And a partridge in a pear tree. There's so many. Sir? I'll be conducting a test today. Let us pass. Yes, sir. All right, let's go. All right. Okay. It's weird. This is, I don't know how I feel. Kuno, if you're out there in the ether, I'm sorry. I don't know how I feel about this. Prontera Culvert. What's a culvert? And listen to this music too. So this is Prontera Culvert, huh? Yeah. The dog tag's hidden here somewhere. So let's find it. Somewhere? I thought you knew where it was. Well, I do know. But the test is for you to find it. Oh, right. I guess that's true. Man. I can't tell him I forgot. Oh, well. Time to test the guy. Stare. Why don't we go look for the dog tag? Let's get some Matrix music up in here, get some electro in this fantasy dungeon. Where are we gonna go? Gotta find a map. So like first you don't have a map or anything. The thief bug. So our main goal right now is to find the map first. To give us a better idea of where we are and where we're going. It's like that can be a pain in the butt because you don't really know. You just gotta kind of wander aimlessly until you find it. Bats. So I'm, and like its levels, like you're level 8/8, and Sleeves is level 8/4, and Lucifer is 6/5. Like, so what does that? What does that mean? What does that mean, game? For a game that has spent a lot of time tutorializing every aspect of this game, doesn't explain the basics of like the manual and like of like how to, what your level means. And also the enemies, they all randomly spawn too, which is weird. So they can end up like respawning immediately after you kill them. Kuno says, I'm on my way home. Be back soon. No worries, Kuno. I'm here. Giving it a shot for you, my friends. We got another empty bottle. Yay. Search the chest. I got a cutter. Alright, so let's see if I can equip the cutter. Oh, that's a big increase. Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, I don't have anything else right now. Any extra things. That's fine, I'll take it. Lucifer has used like all of his spells. Alright, so the Rotafrog. Like the names of this are very silly. The Rotafrog. And we're fighting now a rat person. There we go. Yay! We leveled up. I'm a 9/8 now. When I hit 10, I can be a swordsman. It's also like what I'm doing majorly in this game is like I'm not spending any skill points for my character or anything like this because I know that eventually I'll be able to move up to in the class. Because if I don't, like, you lose these abilities when you change your job. So I'm not gonna do that, you know. And you level up so quickly too. It's so wild. Like, so I'm just very confused. Like we're still technically in like a tutorial state, and like we're almost level 10 and ready to change jobs. And I'm curious to know like how this all works. We're gonna do this quest, and then we're gonna see like what is this like. It's interesting also that the game is completely stylus based, so it's all just point and click, which I kind of dig actually. But like if I was playing this on an actual DS, this would be so uncomfortable. At this point, on a PC it works really well, and it kind of works. It like this is I think would be probably preferred on a DS. All right, so. Oh, the first one is your base level, and the second one is your job level. That's what it is. So, like, my base level is 10, so now I can be a swordsman. I can go and upgrade to be a swordsman. Come on. There we go. We're learning these things, slowly but surely. We're learning these things. Trying to, at least. And it does make us level up real quick, so like I can't complain too much. I have heard that some things are a pain in the ass in this game. There's some things that make this really difficult. A flower ring. Okay. Equip. Magical defense goes up by 1. Alright, I'll equip it. That's fine. We'll take it. Of course, you've got Lucifi, who, like, obviously there's more to him than meets the eye. He's going to be some royalty that's going to be the one to, that we think is going to be actually hunting Sleeves down, but is actually the guy that's going to be protecting us and saving us in a dire situation. Or his dad is going to be the king who wants her for experimentation of some sort. And, like, because that's just how Japanese RPGs are with these things. Alright, so let's see. So there's a big cage around that thing. It's just... What's the loop? What's the thing? And, like, everything is very the same, so it's hard to differentiate where you are in the space. I have no idea where I am or how to get out of here right now. I'm at that point right now. I don't know where we are or what we're doing. We are just hunting. And so part of me wonders if, like, that's kind of the plan, is that, like, hey, we want the game to be a grind, to make it difficult for you to explore, so that way you can grind and then get your XP, and then you won't have to be stuck in a situation when you fight a boss in the end. But, like, having to find a map and not let the map just kind of fill itself out as you explore also kind of sucks. It's so hard to determine where you are in this space, where you have been and where you haven't, because also, like, the NPCs, they respawn, so the enemies respawn, so how do you know if you've been here or not already? You don't know. And that's not necessarily to say that this is a bad game then for that regard. It may just be more of a, this is not a great stream game. This is like a game that, if you just want something to kind of, a grindy game to just zone out to, and this might be just, that's your bag right there. Because there's some games that very much fit that build. There's these moments where you just want something that's kind of this a mindless grind, and it's nothing too complicated, and it's nothing, and, like, there's something that you're kind of building up towards slowly but surely, but it's not, like, you know, slow stakes. It doesn't require a ton of brain power. I get that. I do. I get that. This isn't necessarily compelling. Like, this is, I don't know. I want to see what the guild mechanics are like. They talk about, like, trying to forge your own guild and building one. So what does that entail? What's that like? Oh, excuse me. Oh, cutscenes. Alright. It should be around here somewhere. What do you mean? Should be. Crap. Lucifer? Don't tell me you're lost. I'm lost. Ha 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 ha. Hey. So, like I said before, it's your job to find it. Ha ha ha. There's so many ellipses in this stupid game. I'll help, so let's hurry and look for that dog tag. Jeez. What kind of examiner are you? Forgetting where it is. Focus beam tractorly. Canna sack ow. How are you, my friend? We're playing generic JRPG, action JRPG 101. They seem promising. It's time to get started. Yeah, so every time they have an ellipses in this game, we have to go, because that's what they do in all of these things. Oh, we can't go to the second floor. We're not supposed to. And also, I mean, I want you to listen to this music, Sakanako. You tell me. This is very fitting for a fantasy RPG, right? Just where's this dog tag? Oh my gosh. Sleeves, look, a chest. Huh? Let's take a look. Time for phase 2. Stand back, Sleeves. I'm gonna open it. You got a dog tag. Yes, it's a dog tag. We did it, Sleeves. Yeah. Lucifer, we found the dog tag. This is it, right? Great work, Doobie. Yes, that is the dog tag. Arg. Lucifer. What's a monster from the second floor doing here? Ugh. I was too careless. Lucifer. Doobie, Sleeves, run. This monster's too strong for you. Don't be stupid, I can't leave a friend behind. Just stay back and leave the monster to us. Sleeves. Okay. Ooh, Red Batman. I'm Red Batman. Where are they? I'm Red Batman. She's gonna die. Don't die. Like, what does lucky mean? I think lucky means that they like had a lucky dodge. I'm just smashing the special ability. So yeah, it's a point and click style. This is sort of like a based off of an MMORPG from the early 2000s called Ragnarok, and it's a single player game, of course, but it mimics a lot of things from that game, including like the enemy types. The art style is exactly the same. And there we go. Look at that. That was gripping. How is everybody doing, by the way? I hope everybody's doing very well. All the people who are coming in and joining. I am Books Meat Factory. I play a little bit of everything. New, old, all platforms, all genres. You name it, I play it. It's a lovely journey into understanding games and what works, what doesn't. Really trying to look for more valuable facets of a game than anything. And so instead of sitting here trying to crap on a game, even though I am a little bit harsh on this game in particular, I typically look for the good stuff. Lucifer. Even though I have really bad... And Hesh, it's Doobie. A friend. How's it going, Hesh? They have a lot of ellipses in this, and we have to do it the Japanese way. Like, you know how they do that? Where they're always like... Whenever they do voice acting for this, and there's an ellipses, they go, I haven't heard that in a while. Hey, Lucifer. Damn. I was careless. Sorry. Ha ha ha. Who would have thought it? I was sent to look after you, but I'm the one who needed saving. Uh-huh. I can't with this. Anyway, let's get back to the order. Lucifer, I thought you were hurt. Hurt? I was? Oh. Wait a minute. What's the matter? Were you just pretending to be hurt to test us? Hmm? Ha 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 ha. You got me. That monster did come from the second floor, but I'm not so weak as to fall victim to something like that. Why you? Sorry about testing you like that. But the extermination efforts will be very dangerous. That's why I wanted to make sure you two were trustworthy. Just as the commander said, we may be recruiting, but we don't want needless deaths. Let's say you were, in fact, capable. What if you were the type that just runs head on into battle? Or the type who just abandon your teammates when things get rough? The test is designed so that we can weed out people like that. Jeez. Well, how did we do then? Well, you are quite capable, and you're not the type to just abandon your teammates. You're in. Plus, you're good people. I like you guys. Ha ha. And what you said earlier, being called a friend was quite uplifting. Ha 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 ha. I didn't say that. I'd never say something like that. Oh, come on, don't be like that. I can't leave a friend behind. Am I right, sleeves? Shut up, I never said that. Doobie, you did say that. Whatever, you guys suck. Doobie, wait. I can't. Oh my god. Hey, hold up. Ow, ow. Oh. Man, I tried to play it off, but that really hurt. Oh. I hate this. Hey, wait for me. This is the story of a girl. She cried a river and drowned the whole world. Now, why she looks so sad in photographs? I absolutely love it when she smiles. She never smiles. Never does. It's true. I tried. I'm trying to get her to smile once. For some reason, I told her to smile more, and it didn't go over well. And I don't understand what her problem was. Jeez. I was just trying to give her constructive criticism. Yeah, this is the game. It's just clicking. I can do this though. We gotta go get upgraded to swordsman, so we can learn new things and sell things. I think we sell things. I haven't sold anything yet. I should probably do that at some point. I haven't had a need to yet. What's interesting is that I've heard iron ore. I heard from like user reviews that this game gets like unforgivingly hard. I'm very curious to know when that happens. They complain that the game gets like frustratingly hard, and also that like when you fight a boss, the moment leading up to the boss fight, is a cutscene, and those cutscenes are unskippable. And if you die in the boss fight, you have to go through that cutscene again. Which I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. I just need to find a way out. Can I please leave? Let me out, please. Let me out. I want out. Please let me leave. Please. I don't know how to get out. I don't know where I am in space. We went to the rightmost area, and then it's like you can't go down any further. And so I'm curious how to exit this place. Fighting bats. It's not, yeah, this is, now I'm at the bottom. So we went this way. We got a tarot card. A tarot card. I don't know what the cards do. I think they explained it to me at one point, but I was very apathetic at that point. You know? Another tarot card. It's a card I know specifically dedicated to the enemy, like the creature that you're killing. Actually, it's a Taru. But like, what does that mean for me? What do I get from this? So I think I went this way. This is like how I'm retracing my steps back. And we went up. Maybe? How the hell do I get out of here? What does all this mean? Come on, game. Has anyone here played the original Ragnarok? I got to play it a little bit when it was like the hotness when I was a youth. I never got very far into it. I used it mostly just for chatting with people because I had no idea how things were, like what you're supposed to do in that game at the time. I love MMORPGs. I need to revisit like an original server of it at some point and just kind of really get into like the meat of what that game is and what you do in it. But I don't know too much. Okay, so this walkway. Oh my gosh, this is just a mess. Like, and I haven't found the map. Each dungeon has a map to it, right? And I haven't found that yet to tell you like just how labyrinthine this has been. And the fact that everything looks the same. Everything looks the same. Nothing. There's no landmarks whatsoever. And I can't tell where I am here. I can tell I'm on the far left side of the map because it's just the way that the tiling is in this game. Speed potion. This is wild. Like, what is this? If I can't leave, we're gonna spin the wheel. That's the thing. Earshot says abusing amphibians again. I see it never ends. It never ends. It never ends. How are you, by the way, Earshot? I hope you're doing well. We will probably, I don't know. I feel so bad for Kuno. But like, I cannot. I don't know if I can continue this. I really don't know. I'm trying my hardest. But like, we were trying to escape this dungeon, and it's like, I have no idea where I am, spatially. I have no idea where the exit is. Because everything is just the same. Everything's identical. There it is. There's the exit. Okay. We found an exit at least. It's Proterra. Yep. Okay. Hey, dude. How's it going? This is the entrance to the Proterra culvert. Please exercise extreme caution so there's no... as there are monsters looking inside. Blah, 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 blah. I can upgrade now to become a swordsman class job. So, like, what's interesting is that for a lot of people, they love job classes. That's not a thing that really... in JRPGs, jobs don't do it for me. I don't enjoy like switching jobs and having like a different like the job list to pull from. That isn't my bag typically. A good friend of mine, Capsule J, he knows that like that is one of my big pet peeves in a game. Because like he was really big into Final Fantasy V. He really enjoys that game and loves like the class system, the job system and everything like this. And I'm just like, nope, job systems are just, they're not for me. They don't work. They don't hook me. And he's very much like, a lot of people, of course, very much disagree with me. No way, Earshot Media. No. Here's the thing. I actually really don't like Final Fantasy Tactics. And of course, there's weird reasons as to why that is. So I have weird quirks. I love tactics games, right? I love strategy games. Not real-time strategy games, but turn-based ones. Shining Force is legitimately like the perfect example of all the things I like. The ability to explore areas, interesting character designs, and just easy, straightforward strategy with a little bit of nuance to it. That's what I need. That's it. Really cool set pieces and fight gimmicks that pop up from time to time. And the thing is that tactics, not a lot of great character design. You have the generic units a lot. You know, you get a lot of like generic characters or randomly generated characters. The job system, I hate job systems. It's just not my thing whatsoever. Sakura says XCOM. Sakura, I need to play some XCOM. I feel like XCOM would fit because I can add some attachment to those characters at least, and like the wonderful realm of the percentages. But also what kills me is that Final Fantasy Tactics doesn't have towns, it's menus like this, you know? Like, a lot of menus. If you start doing a ton of menus, you kill the pace for me. I want to keep moving. I want to keep progressing. I want to have this momentum moving. And that's the thing with Tactics, why I don't enjoy Final Fantasy Tactics so much, is because all the menus and there's not a lot of momentum to it. Everything kind of stops. The same thing could be said with like Disgaea. Like, you know, I really thought I'd be into Disgaea, and it just stops me dead in my tracks with menus and a lot of just grinding. And I also enjoy a bigger play field. I don't enjoy these really small combat spaces. It just isn't as fun for me. Sakura says, especially the newer XCOM, which is now old enough to be retro. I know, Sakura. Big Mike just says, Mutant Year Zero. It's XCOM, but with an anthropomorphic characters, also based off a really popular TTRPG from Sweden. Yes, I need to do that one as well. Earshot says, losing a member of your team in a battle that you spent 60 plus hours building up was brutal. Yeah, and so like, I need bigger combat spaces. Like, I might get into, at some point, maybe Fire Emblem, but my problem with Fire Emblem, so here's the thing, right? I don't enjoy fan service. Like, I don't like it. I hate it when a game just is this. When a character's thing is pulls an Austin Powers on you and it's like, do I make you horny? Yeah, you like that? And it's like, no, I don't, thank you. Like, what is this? And like Fire Emblem now is very much like, aren't I hot? Do you like this? You want this? Yeah, you do? Huh? Yeah, you want this? And it's like, no, thank you. No, thank you, Nintendo. No, I'm good, thank you. And so I'm not like Fire Emblem. I'm just, I don't want it. Thank you, don't want it. Okay, let's see. We're turning in our dog tags and doing the job. Huh? Who is that? Please, I beg of you. You must help find my son. So, we are currently short-handed due to a very important mission. I regret to inform you that we cannot spare anyone at this time. He's my only son. If I were to lose him, I'd be all alone in this world. None of the adventurers would help me unless I paid them. The Order is my only hope. I truly am sorry. There really is nothing we can do for you at the moment. Hi. This is not. This isn't right. My emotion is turn into a table and assume the position. Sakura says, I used to name my XCOM team after friends, and then I'd take notes and write a short story based on that. Got dramatic. See, Sakura, that's my jam right there. You know how to get it. You know how to get me my bibblies giblin'. Doobie. Huh? What? Why are you yanking at my sleeve like your life depends on it? The grandpa. Grandpa? You mean that old man just now? Wait, you don't mean, you want us to help him? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it, why should we? There's nothing in it for us. I hate this characters. I feel so bad. Kuno, I'm sorry. Listen, Sleeves. It's a waste of time helping people when they can't do anything for you. You heard him right, he has no money. So there's no point. But, he's all alone. Alone, Mom, how are you feeling? I'm sorry, Doobie. Where's Dad? Why isn't he coming back? Doesn't he know he's making you feel lonely and miserable? Doobie, your father isn't someone who'd leave for no reason. Then what's he doing? Why won't he come back? I'm sure he's helping someone in need. Your father never could turn a blind eye to those in need. Then what about you, Mom? Why aren't you mad at him? Because, Doobie, I believe in your father. Mom! Oh my gosh. Mom. This is primo JRPG. Mnemonic Man is, she's too anime for her own good. All of them are too anime for their own good. Mnemonic Man. And how are you today, by the way, my friend? Big Mikey says, you're killing me. I'm sorry, Big Mikey Ocho. I have to. Only? Just all the ellipses. Why are there so many ellipses? Fine. You're like, my mom. What a goody. Goody? Never mind. Let's hand over the dog tag first. Okay. I can't. What are you guys up to? Big Mike, what have you been playing? What have you been doing, my friend? I hope things are going well for you. I really, desperately hope so. Mnemonic Man, same for you. Same for everybody. I hope you all are doing good. Doobie, sorry to have kept you waiting. Not a problem. What was that just now? Well, a request for a search. I wish I could help him, but the order is just so swamped right now. We're just too short-handed. Made burgers turned out pretty good. Yes. Well, why don't you leave it to us then? We'll help out the old man. Could you really? That would be most excellent. By the way, how was the test? Find the dog tag? You mean this? Ooh. Well, congratulations. Welcome to the order. Oh, right. Big Mike Ocho, Elder Scrolls Online Talk. What are your thoughts on this game? I'm very curious. I plunked down about 70 hours into Elder Scrolls Online from like December to January during like my time off of streaming. Any like free time I had, I was just kind of playing that and digging into it. What are your thoughts into that game? I'm very curious. All right. Commander, if I may. During the test, a monster from the second floor had come up to the first. Although it is not a problem for the present, I do believe our extermination efforts will need to be stepped up. Perhaps a new method of testing should be implemented as well. Good work. I will take your recommendation into consideration. You did well too. When the extermination plan is put into effect, I'll call you. Until then, use the time to prepare. Okay. As for Lucifer, you may return to your post. Sir, about that, if it's alright with you, sir, I'd like to join Doobie in his travels. What? Would you care to explain? I came to the conclusion during the test that their cooperation with the Order would be beneficial for both our parties. Therefore, I'd like to be assigned to them as their intermediary. I see. On a more personal note, though, I may have been acting. Like they put their lives on the line to save me from danger. And although for only a moment they have called me friends, I've been an examiner many times, but I've never been called a friend. That is why I do not want these two to die doing missions for us. I'd like them to die by my own hands as their friends. In addition, I feel that I will become stronger if I were to join them, sir. I see. I guess I can't stop you. However, they are adventurers, not knights. I cannot guarantee your place in the Order should you decide to return after finding the life of an adventurer unsatisfying. I'm fully aware of the risk, sir. Well, Doobie, the decision is yours. If you're alright with it, I would like to assign him to you. No way, man. That guy's a real creeper. Wait a minute. I've never said anything about wanting to take him with me. Doobie. Stop that. Fine. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Doobie. Sleeves. Let's be good friends. Then I'll leave him in your care. Whatever, I care, man. I don't... Oh, no need to be like that. We should probably go find that old man. Okay. My God. Big Mike Coach says, ESO? ESO has some great zone stories, some of the best actually, and their quest writing is very good, but the combat is a little floaty and quite trivial. Haven't done much with the community due to people just absolutely rushing through dungeons and skipping everything, and the economy is weird with no central auction house, but I do love me some of those scrolls, so it's one of my main games. Big Mikey Yocho, here's one of the things that I was thinking about with you're 100% right on the criticism of ESO, right? As a theme park MMO, I think it does a lot of things that theme park MMOs should do very well, right? It's got some interesting stories, but one of the problems that I had with it is that you would agree that ESO is a huge game, right? It's enormous. Elder Scrolls Online is jammed, filled with the content and activities and things to do. right? And there's so many zones, and they're all these big zones. But guess what? I have the sensation that the game is exceptionally small. It feels so small because you can't go a minute without running into a piece of that content, a collectible, a quest, something, right? But it's so much so that there's no time to process anything. Sakura says, it's really not particularly large. It's so jam-packed, though, to a point that it's a negative for me. So, I very much constantly preach this need for decompression and ability for players to be able to process the actions and activities that they have to do. It's very much a map completion game, says Big Mikey Ocho, and that is very much true. And that's not, for me, so when I was playing it, I had to stop, because I was very much like, what am I getting out of this? None of this stuff is sticking with me. All the actions, the stories, the quests, these events that have happened, none of it is sticking with me very well. And it's because there's just so much of it. And you just keep encountering it and doing this stuff, and at points it becomes very disorienting and disjointed, where you get a quest and then it's like, okay, hop on the cart, we're going to this location very far away from where you are now, and to do this kind of quest line, we're gonna go take this boat to this special island, we're gonna go into this fortress and do this thing, and introduce you these new mechanics that are only applicable to that particular quest line because it is a prologue quest line to a DLC quest. And then send you back. You have to find your way back to where you were before, where you left off, and then continue the stuff you're doing. And it's just, there seems to go on and on and on in that regards. It's moving at such a rapid pace that you as a player can't process it. And it's a very big negative for me in that regard. That is not, of course, to say that it is a bad game. And I don't want to ever, sit there and go, shame on you for enjoying this. Just that with my experiences with ESO, was that I love Elder Scrolls, I love the world, but I do feel that Elder Scrolls is having a major identity crisis as a series. Elder Scrolls is also having some major problems with just their world building, and they do a lot of tell, not show, with a lot of things. Big Mike Ocho says, yeah, it needs more fourth wall explanations. Exactly. And Sakura says, a solid story MMO, which can be played solo, is SWTOR, yes. It has some good stories for most classes and solid world stories, at least till a few expansions in. It's very WoW combat. Big Mike says, hey, this mission is part of this DLC. You might not want to do this one right now. Exactly, but then you only have so many quests that you can take. BMO. I don't want to call you BMO, that sounds mean. Big Mikey Ocho, I just like saying Big Mikey Ocho all the time. I was just about to call you BMO. It's not right, it's not fitting. I couldn't get into SWTOR because of its WoW combat. See, I might enjoy the WoW combat more. I don't know, Big Mikey Ocho. Big Mikey Ocho, it just feels right. I have a friend from school way back in the day. My wife, her best friend way back in the day was this kid, Brian Morgan. And there's no way I can call him Brian. He is Brian Morgan in my life. It just is. It feels right. I can't just call him Brian. That. No, it has to say Brian Morgan. It's got a rhythm to it. And Big Mikey Ocho is the same. Big Mikey Ocho is the same. I can't call you Mikey. I can't call you Ocho. It's Big Mikey Ocho. It just fits. I like it. I'm sorry. I just like it. So I'm not gonna lie. I actually dig the mud style combat, right? The classic, the EverQuest style combat, the tick-based combat. I enjoy that actually more than the action-based combat. And part of the big reason as to why is because with tick-based combat, you can have room for animations of hits that make it feel more impactful and make it feel like you're doing, you're hitting people, versus the action-based combat, because action-based combat always feels very floaty and ethereal, and it's just a bunch of weird animations that aren't connected to anything. And I felt that way with a whole bunch of other action-based combat MMOs, and stuff even with Matrix Online, very much so. And Sakura says you can also do other things while fighting, like type. Exactly, Sakura. Oh, yes. See, Sakura, you know. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. And also, because action type combat is the way that it is, the way that it is designed and unraveled for players in general, Sakura says we have a lot in common. You know, I know our MMO tastes, I think, are pretty lined up. I think they are, and it's just we are just victims of a world, though, Sakura, where the type of MMO that we like just doesn't exist. It just doesn't anymore. It doesn't exist in the mainstream modern consciousness, you know. But like Sakura, I don't know if you've ever done this. I used to do this all the time, and I should do this more when I play like Project 1999 and EverQuest stuff, you know. I love to make combat macros, right? But include in those combat macros emotes. And like after an enemy's dead, I have an emote for, like, depending on the character, like the post-death, the post-combat situation emote about, like, you know, cleaning the blade or like skinning the animal, that sort of thing, you know, like that stuff is just my jam. Big Mikey Ocho says, ESO is a game where you have to purposely search out the correct order, I feel. The story flows a lot better that way, especially focusing on a single zone at a time, but their level-less system that allows anyone to start anywhere is nice, but makes the experience disjointed. So yeah, one of the things that also that I think you touched on a great point there, and I'm sorry that we're not continuing this game right now because we are talking MMOs, and that always takes a precedent in my conversations. Look, you're talking Myst, you're talking MMOs. Those are the two things, and Shenmue. But we'll stop to have a conversation at all times. So I apologize for all the viewers out there who want to see this game. Here's the thing, Big Mikey Ocho. You say that your tastes are not much like mine. I'm very much a solo MMO player and will avoid multiplayer content at all costs. I don't blame you one bit, Big Mikey Ocho. I really don't. And I don't think that there's anything actually wrong for the solo player. I really believe that an MMO can cater to the solo versus the social and also the hardcore group experience. You really can design those things for all of that stuff. The problem, especially in the case of ESO, is that they over-designed it for single players and for solo people. There's no need to ever form a relationship or bond or connection with another player. You don't need to. But you talk about the level-less system, right? And then how that allows anyone to start. I mean, it's technically not a level-less system, but I know what you mean. Like, I know what you're saying, that everything scales to the player, and it makes the experience disjointed 100%, especially when those experiences that you're having, those combat encounters that you're having, are fairly simple, and they typically just require you to have a decent synergy with your skills, and you can just spam them without any problem, you know, and you're just like, okay, I just go 2, 3, 1. Your basic attacks, no purpose in point. Like, you don't need it whatsoever. And that's a problem for that game. Big Mikey Ocho says, some are better than others, right? ESO is very good for soloers. Absolutely. Sakura says, oh my god, should have seen me in Star Wars Galaxies. I was one of those people that even used talking emotes, which did mouth movements when RPing. Yes, Sakura, 100%. Doing because with Star Wars Galaxies, you could also set your character's mood. 100%. Setting the mood. And that would also dictate, like, how your bubbles did stuff. I know, and Sakura, like... Sakura says, modern MMOs are either so easy you single player it, or so hard that only hardcore players progress, and it's hard to do anything unless you are also. Exactly. I miss Star Wars. See, that's the thing also, Sakura, that I feel like a lot of MMOs do as well, is that the bulk of the game that they design is single player until you hit max level. And then once you hit max level, the content there is now for hardcore raiders, and you have to be that. But you had no experience leading up to that. You know, they have no early level raids, no raid experiences that or dungeon experiences that really require a lot of coordination. And so once you get to that max level and that's required, you're lost. You're lost. Dwarven Dad says, I always love the character sprites for the Ragnarok games. Dude, Dwarven Dad, did you ever go on Gaia? I'm real talk here. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. You're in a safe place. Have you ever played Gaia? It's a forum. Just really curious. And Sakura says, I try the emus of Star Wars Galaxies now and then. The game is right, but the people, it's just not the same. Lip says Gaia. Yes. Oh, I absolutely did. Oh, Lip, I 100% played Gaia. That was high school, though. Yeah. You guys, it was high school. For me, it was... No, Gaia would have still been around when I was in high school. I think... I might have been just out of. Oh my gosh, Dwarven Dad. So Gaia was... Okay, imagine this, all right? It's kind of like Neopets. But, it's kind of like Neopets, but with this art style for your character. And you could do little missions, and they had an economy, and there's forums that you would discuss in, and by posting and doing all this stuff, you earn money that then you would use to buy clothes for your character. And they'd have like a little movie theater that you could go to with other characters and watch royalty-free movies and like edutainment and that sort of stuff, and play little mini games and things like this. It was wild. But yeah, it was this art style 100%. I got myself a yukata. It was wild back in the day, and I spent a lot of time in that. There was a Nintendo group that I was a part of that I loved. Kunononi says, I'm back. Whew, what a long day. I went over to my brother's house so he could help me build my new PC. Too long. Oh, yeah, dude. Kuno, I was very much, when I built my very first PC, which was just last year, the kids are in bed. It's 8 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, it says that it takes, roughly 2 hours to build. It's like, okay, I can do this. I'm looking at the guide. I'm building everything. And then it's like 1 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm so tired. I finished it though. It's done, but it turns on. I haven't set anything up yet, but it turns on. I'm done. I'm done. But Sakura, maybe, and I want to, Sakura, I'm going to leave this invitation always open for you. If you want to step into Star Wars Galaxies with a person who has never truly experienced the real Star Wars Galaxies experience, I will always be willing to play that game with you. You give me the word, we are playing it. Because when I played Star Wars Galaxies, this is no joke. This was what I did, Sakura, the entire time I played Star Wars Galaxies. I was an entertainer / musician. And I'd go to just backwater spots, and I would just play music, be the only one there at a cantina in the backwater areas, and just do that. And I'd get like 2 people coming by my entire play session of like 4 hours, and I just chat with them and entertain them. Sucker says, that's fun. That's less fun. No, I loved it because I was like, I'm literally getting this experience that is so, and I know that people will think that this is so stupid, but like the experience of being in a backwater place, a place that is rarely visited by players, and how there is a person out there. They're typically higher level players, and they're out in that area, and they come into a cantina because they need to get their battle fatigue relieved. This would have been, I think, Naboo, or no, the moon on Naboo. What was the one at? It wasn't Naboo, but there was a moon of Naboo that you could go to. I was on that one. I'd go there. Rory, thank you. Rory was my spot, like the planet, and I'd go to a place that nobody went to in Rory, and there'd be a guy there, and be like, oh my god, thank you. Like, I did not want to have to go and make the trek all the way back to these places. I'm just like, hey, how's it going? And just little old me playing my jizz. I was a jizz whaler, a true blue, unadulterated jizz whaler. And they absolutely tipped well. But what did I need the money for, Sakura? I was only doing that. Only doing that and nothing else in the game. I did not hunt. I never did a quest. I never did anything. I never looked at any of the landmarks. I stayed in one place and just played my clue horn by myself, waiting for people to come by. And I'm not joking. I had the time of my life. I had the time of my life. It's an amazing game to be a tourist run. You have no... But then what happened? So there was something that happened. And this killed it for me. This broke my heart. Because I didn't know anything. Right? And then there was a person who came into the cantina. And they're like, what are you doing here? And it's like, I'm just helping people who need this stuff done. It's like, no. Come with me. And they go and they take me to Mos Eisley and go to the cantina there, where there's just 100 entertainers. And they're just like, join one of the groups, just sit AFK, you'll get maxed out in no time, and you get tons of tips, and just, that's it. And I was like, okay. And it just killed it for me. It killed it for me. Kuno says it was the GFX card that took some time. I had a 4080 and need 3 separate PCIe cables to hook up to it, but the Corsair PSU only came with 2, even though the website for the Corsair says the PSU is compatible with the GFX card. I ended up swapping it for a bigger one that came with the 3 PCIe cables I needed. Big Mike Yojo, min-maxing is so boring. And that's like why I love The Sims Online, because The Sims Online was just being that entertainer. It was just that. That was what the game was. And so you go and play The Sims Online now, and here's how it goes. Do you want to be successful in this game? Do you want people to visit your lot? Okay, well here's what you need to do. You need to collect 500 pieces of every single piece of furniture and either open up a store, or get all of the highest level of skill progression items to place up there and be a skill farm. That's it. That's it. You want to interact with somebody? Yeah, you're going to have to make a skill farm. Or make a store that is all the items. Sakura says, bogus, check Discord. I am checking Discord, Sakura. Oh, so beautiful. That's right, I remember this. I remember this. Biting, you showed this once before. Biting an AT. Hold on, I'm going to put that up here 1 second. Hello? Yeah. Oh, quiet window. There it is. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful, Sakura. That's what I need in life. That's what I need. I need it. And so even now when I went into Star Wars Galaxies, right? It is still just there's two sides of things. There's one side where it is just people grinding it out and doing the min-maxing stuff, right? And they're so good at it because this game has been so long. And then the other half of it is the people who are like, oh my god, you're new? Like really new? Like new? You're not joking? Yeah, I really actually don't know how to play this game, actually play this game. When I played it before, I was just an entertainer that stayed in the backwater cantinas. And there's huh. Well, hi. That was my experience. That's what I had in modern SWG. My brother, one of my older brothers, Ben, he was hardcore Star Wars Galaxies. That was his game, and he was big into it, like Sakura, like how you were into it, but he never did a lot of role-playing. He was businessman. He was crafting and farming and that sort of stuff, but he was very active in it. Maybe get Hesh or a few others in on it. Oh man. Yep. Gather the wagons. I'd love to be a bounty hunter. I'd love to be a bounty hunter in that game. That'd be so cool. Hunting down Jedi. Oh, that would be so cool. That would be cool. That would be my goal. I would love to do the bounty hunter thing. Because, again, I'm not against PvP. And I'm not against conflict. I'm really not. Sakura says, I was one of the most consistent roid engineers in my house. So my two things that I would want to be would have to be a bounty hunter or a monster tamer. I think monster tamer would be huge for me. I think that would be also be a big one that I'd love to do. Because that's my jam. That's my jam. Oh, Sakura, you're bibbling my giblies right now. You're bibbling my giblies. You could be both. I know, I could just switch over. But, like, at the same time, can you? Do I have enough to do that? I don't know. I don't know how much skills I would have, but I guess if I could be both. Oh, Sakura. Oh, Sakura, don't do this. Don't do this to me, Sakura. Don't do this to me. I might be... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Anyway, sorry. I'm supposed to be playing this game. Maybe not master. It's been a long time. Mnemonic Man says pure pressure. Oh, boy. I said the door was always open, and I meant it. Also, the song, it gets me every time if you can hear the song. It's like, oh my god, this is a song in real life that's not this. And like, it's like an 80s song. It really hits me with an 80s song. But yeah, no, it's just there's something so magical about the old school style of MMO. I'm not talking difficult, like, and I want to stress this. Like, I love EverQuest so much, but EverQuest is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I was talking about, oh god, I'm going to be talking about MMOs now. I'm sorry, Kuno just got back from work and said they had a really hard day, and I'm not even playing the game that they really want to see me play. Hold on. I gotta talk about this. I have to get this off my chest, because now I'm all excited. My brain is just super stoked. So listen to this, okay? So I was talking about EverQuest and its flaws and what would make EverQuest a much more engaging and interesting game. And one of the things that I always laud EverQuest for is the interrelations between classes. You need a rogue to sneak and gather your body, you know, and drag your body to safety. If EverQuest did not leave your loot on your body and left your body to only really be an XP debt, it would make that game feel a lot better. You wouldn't feel as like destroyed on death, but it would be an incentive enough to want to get that body back. Throwing down an XP debt, that means that a rogue still has the job that they would love to do to get your body back for you, because you want that XP, because XP is hard, right? XP is still a struggle to get. I think that MBH and MCH with points to spare. Oh, really, Sakura? Oh boy, Sakura, Thank you, Mojito, by the way. I do need a drink. You can tell my voice is shot. The other thing, Sakura, that I'd love to do in Star Wars Galaxies is just be a politician. The politician class? Sign me up. But see, that's the thing. I would be sitting there canvassing the town, door to door. Don't forget about the space part. Is that in Star Wars Galaxy's SWG EMU? Jump to Lightspeed? Is that up there now? Have they gotten that running? I don't remember. In some, at least. Okay, in some of the emulators, I know they do. But I know they got, like, SWG EMU's got, like, the Jedi stuff all down now. Like, Jedi's up and running. And, I'm curious about, like, all that stuff. I don't want to be a Jedi, necessarily. Maybe at some point, but... There was one... Oh, God, I could talk about that forever. Anyway, sorry. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, that old man sure is persistent. Sorry. This is for you, Kuno. I'm back. I don't care whether the job is to find his son or his dog. If there's no money in it for me, I don't want to know. Seriously, this is our job. We're not charity workers, you know? Come on, what a loser. Speaking of charity cases, What? Do you know where that old man is right now? Who knows? The tavern, maybe? Fuck, I told him to go look for other adventurers there. Thanks. You're not thinking about accepting the request, are you? I wouldn't recommend it. There's nothing in it for you. That's right. Do 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 do. The right adventurers aren't charity workers. I know that. So why is what they're saying pissing me off so badly? Tubi? Huh? Oh, let's head to the tavern. So Doobie. Oh, Doobie. Okay. Let's go to the job class guild first, actually. I want to become a swordsman. Okay. Hail, man. You can become a low-level swordsman at this guild. To become a swordsman, yeah, I have to be novice level 10. Yes, I am a novice level 10. Yes. Seems you have fulfilled the condition to be a swordsman. Your job level will be reset to 1, and you won't be able to use your novice skills anymore. You okay with that? Yes. Congratulations, you're now a swordsman. However, swordsman is still merely a low-level job class. If you want to learn real skills, you need to become a knight. To become a knight, you'll need to become a level 30 swordsman. Right, do your best out there. Oh, jeez, it's just... Okay, man. I gotcha. Okay, go into the tavern now, which was not available to us previously. Okay, shops? Is it shops? Okay, it's shops. Inn? Blacksmith? Okay, we didn't go to any of these places. Please, anyone, save my son. Please, anybody, find my son for me. Walt, where is my son? I must find my son. Doobie. All right, let's do this. It's not. Pops, you got a minute? You are? I'm Doobie. And this is Sleeves. And this is Lucifer. It happened over here, over at the Order of Knights. And Sleeves kept bothering me about it, so... So if it's alright with you, we'd like to help you find your son. Are you serious? Oh, how wonderful. Yes, please. No one would even talk to an old fart like me. I know. I saw. Doobie? What's your name, by the way? I'm Olaf. Anything about your son you can tell us? His name is Colm. He just turned 10 this year. He's only 10? How was he so young? I like to fuck young chicks, okay? Got a big dick, okay? It's fine. So, we don't want to talk about it. So there's a reason for that. It's just... Reason? I told you, my dick's like 30 inches long. It's possible, it's possible. It's born in a leap year. It's awkward. 10 years ago, I found a baby on my doorstep. Having been all alone for all my life with no family, I figured I would adopt him and raise him as my own. I see. He's a good kid, always looking after his father. But he just left a note saying he's going to the Prontera Woods, and then disappeared. Prontera Woods? You mean the forest near here? Yes, he said he was heading west. to get a white peach from a tree there. White peach? What for? What? Would there be a white peach in the West Frontera Woods? I have no idea. I would go to the Frontera Woods myself if I could. I understand. There are monsters there. Going there alone would only get you killed. Alright, let's find your son for you. Since he said he was heading that way, we'll go check out the Frontera Woods. Oh, alright. I'm counting on you. Sir, I'd like to ask you something about your dick. Yes? It's about your dick. What happened to it? Well, it's been like this for quite some time now. Does your son know about it? Oh no. Oh, I'm going to the wrong places. Yes, he does. He's always been worried about it. Oh no, this is not right. No! Bad focus. This is not right. I see. What is it? Gnome guy's like, excuse me? Old man should have gone for his prostate exam. This is the top quality content I pay for, Kuno. I'm glad to give it to you, my friend. Oh, nothing. Let's go. Okay. I'll wait here for your return. I'll be counting on you. So stupid, this game is. Oh boy. Okay. No, it's fine. We're fine. Oh, no, I don't want to turn to the town menu. Oh yeah, return to the town menu. We're fine. New town. Oh, save. Let's save. What a thing to walk into. Hi, gnome guy. It's nice to see you. How are you? Whew. Okay. No, we're recentering ourselves here. We're recentering ourselves. We're getting back to normal me. I'm doing okay. To say the least, I'm doing okay. Busy week ahead, but I'm getting to play some games, even though I'm not entirely sold on this one. It is having its moments. It's having its charm. I'm level 13, but I'm also level 1. Oh, hold on. Did it get rid of my item? Oh, it did. Are you kidding me? Hold on. Can I not equip that item? Okay. Good. I just have to. That's so stupid. Because I changed jobs, I have to re-equip everything. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're playing some Ragnarok DS. This may be the only time that we play it, but we'll see. Oh, dude, I do so much damage now as a swordsman. Or maybe we just got lucky. We just got lucky. So yeah, I've lost all my skills because I've now upgraded to a new class. And so like I have to kind of start from scratch. Not necessarily, my character's level is 14, but my class level is 2. Because like, this is an awesome game and I'm happy folks are experiencing it with me. I'm glad you are enjoying it, my friends. We'll see how this goes. I'm glad you are enjoying this more than anything, Kuno. You have not played this before, right? One of the things that I've always said, and I think that this is still true to this day, and I think it's true for any game, right? You do have to make your own fun sometimes. If you've got a game that is kind of bland, and I feel like this one is a little bit, you have to make your own fun. Otherwise, what are you gonna do? Never played it. I think that Kuno, that this isn't necessarily a bad game. I was talking about it earlier. I was very much talking about how like this is a game that I feel like is more of a just just like a good mindless game, right? One that you can sit down for a little bit, grind a little bit, make some progress before moving on. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't know if it's a good stream game, but I'm going to continue my way through this for right now at least. This may be the last time I play it, but that does not mean that it's a bad game, and I may actually throw this on my R4 and play it on my DS. We'll see. If I need a good, like, grindy game. So this is the place the old man was talking about, huh? His son should be here somewhere. Yeah. We can at least follow through with this. We'd better hurry. You're right. There's lots of monsters around. I like JRPGs. They taste good with ketchup. This is true. Jerpigas, man, you get a good toasted jerpiga, and you get a little bit. Like, I go with like a salsa or like a pico de gallo, right, on my jerpiga, and it's perfect for dipping. You dip that into the pico de gallo, and you just crunch on that jerpiga. Jerpiga and pico de gallo, which is a perfect combination. But, like, do you guys have a good jerpiga place? Like, it's tough sometimes. Like, we don't have in Michigan where I am, right? We don't really have a lot of good, like, Chinese food. It's really hard to find a good Chinese food place, because typically what we have are, like, really bland, Americanized, like, over-Americanized Chinese food, to the point of, like, having no flavor or taste to it, or it being so high-end that it is just not worth it at that point. I used to have a really great, Sakura says, I just buy sushi. So, like, I had a great hole-in-the-wall Chinese place when I used to live in Ann Arbor, and it closed down because of tragedy that struck, but it had the best food ever, and we tried so hard to find a replication of it, and we found this great place near us, which is I'm happy for. But jerpigas, though, we don't get a lot of jerpigas either. There's not a lot of jerpigas. So you have to really dig to find a good jerpiga place. Get some pico de gallo. Get that jerpiga. I have a good Chinese place here in Ohio. Nice. Ohio is a nice place. Where in Ohio are you, Kuno, if you don't mind my asking? These monsters are the least of my worries. What do you mean? The old man didn't mention it, but I heard a giant tree monster sometimes appears in the West Frontera woods. Columbus! There is a tabletop game convention that's out there near Columbus that I might be going to someday in the near future. Only sometimes? What's the problem? Origins, yep. That tree monster is said to bear fruit that works well on injuries. The fruit is called the white peach. Does that mean the peach Olaf's son is looking for is that white peach? Most likely, considering the fact that he knows about his father's dick. If the boy runs into that monster, man, it won't be pretty. That's why we must find him as quick as possible. Okay. I went to a good jerpiga place once locally. Cost as much as the jerpiga place in Disney World. It was good, but not on par. It went out of business soon after. It was too expensive for the local area. I feel you. Man, there are so many places where you find, like, good jerpigas, but then they definitely are, like, asking a premium for their jerpigas. And then you have to sit there and ask yourself, is the quality of the jerpiga worth the cost of the jerpiga? And a lot of times, that's not the case. It's really not. You're going to have to find yourself the creme de la jerpiga, one that really utilizes a whole lot of ingredients that are fresh and robust. A lot of good spice to it. And if you can't get that in your jerpiga, then what are you doing saying that you're a fan of jerpigas? Now, yeah, I get it. Sometimes you just want to freeze your jerpiga. You want a jerpiga that you can just put in the oven at 400 degrees for 12 to 18 minutes. I get it. I do. There's nothing wrong with just the most basic jerpiga. But man, if you're searching for jerpigas, you need to go and get yourself a quality jerpiga. Sakura says, I'll go into places that do good sushi, or like a decent all-you-can-eat place, and pick the 2 to 3 things they do well. There you go, Sakura. There you go. you know what's up now. There are places that give you Jerpigas, right? And you're like, that Jerpiga, that's not what I'm looking for. That's mainstream Jerpiga. That's the one that everybody has on their list, but on their menu. But in reality, that's what everybody has. It's just all over the place. It's what everybody wants. Everybody eats. But then you find that niche Jerpiga, right? That niche Jerpiga that has some unusual ingredients in it. And it's fairly inexpensive. And it really hits the spot. When you ingest that Jerpiga, you're just like, oh. Sign me up. All right, let's search the area. That's oh boy. Maybe he's the old man's son. Let's go after him. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this goes. I don't know what this map looks like. I'm at a lakeside. Oh, hey, the right way. Where'd he go? Over there. After him. The guy's like, my son has been missing, and it's like, he went like 10 feet that way, dude. He went 10 feet that way. And now he's like, now getting this. He's not in any danger yet. He's doing just fine. I got a sticky mucus. My favorite, top 10 mucuses. Sticky mucus, it's gotta be like it's like 4 or 5, somewhere around there. A frothy mucus. Oh, can't go wrong with those. Ever had a good frothy mucus? Oh, it's like a dessert mucus in reality. And I really think that a lot of people kind of dismiss mucuses in that regard, right? You need to like, oh, it's like a root beer, right? It's a dessert beverage. Frothy mucus, it's a dessert mucus. Where is he? Looks like we've lost him. But he didn't come back this way, right? I don't think so. Then there's only south. Let's head that way then. I just had a slimy mucus. Tastes like chicken. Oh man, a slimy mucus. Slimy mucus. So it's a solid mucus, a slimy mucus, right? The problem with a slimy mucus, and this is personal preference here, okay? My problems that I have with slimy mucus just really stem from the fact that you can easily get a slimy mucus wrong, and we don't want to do that, but it happens sometimes. What is happening? Why can't I attack this thing? Like, attack everybody. We're gonna, there we go. Focus fire. Because with the slimy mucus, in reality, right, there's a lot of things. Like, consistency is incredibly important when you're going for a good mucus. And slimy mucus is one of those ones that, like, when you get it right, it's a number 1, right? It's top tier, the best you can have. But then there's a lot of instances where you get yourself a slimy mucus and the texture's all wrong. And it kind of goes a little bit into the moist mucus instead of slimy. And then at that point, it's like a negative. It's such a horrible mucus. And it's not appealing or appetizing in the slightest. Where's the kid? Doesn't look like he came this way. I don't see him. Man, maybe we missed him earlier. Let's try to go north again. Moist mucus is not good at all. Exactly. Who wants a moist mucus? Alright. Okay. Who wants a moist mucus? Not me. Where did they say I was going? I was not paying attention. Let's see, I think he's going this way. There's a big tree. Is that the tree? Are you the tree with the peach? go. I've had to deal with nasal mucus the past few weeks. Nasal mucus can really be a major inconvenience, and that's another one that's kind of a slippery slope, right? Because nasal mucus can be really sharp and dry. Sometimes it can be just thick to the point of unpalatable and just gets stuck in your gullet. We don't want that stuff. And sometimes, though, a nasal mucus can really transcend and evolve into something more like an infection. And when you go into that tier, I mean, that's the tier of the gods. You take that mucus and turn it into an infection. Oh, I mean, we're talking Mastercraft right there. Mastercraft. Not here. Does it even exist? Oh my god. What? Oh, a monster. I heard you want my peach, kid. You want my peach? You want my peach? Huh? You want my peach? Daddy, help, I'm scared. Hey. You want my peach? You want my peach? I gotta save him. Oh, you want my peach? You want my peach? Oh my god, the damage he did. Oh my god, the damage he's doing. This is insane. Holy shit. Go with the healing, please. Part of me wants to be like, hold on. Let's, can I get any skills? Okay, bash. Okay. Acquire. Sword mastery. Also decreases damage of daggers and one-handed swords. Why would I want that? Okay, bash has been added to the list. Okay, let's just do that. Can I put my skills though? Trumpets. Bash. I can do this. We got this. You want my peach? You want my peach? I don't want your peach, man. You want my peach? I'm just trying to save a kid. You want my peach? I don't want your peach. Where's my peach? Okay, I'll take your peach. I have my peach. I said I don't want your fucking peach. Son of a bitch. Phew, that was close. Bogus, I think you meant a congestion, not an infection. I can see how you mix them up. See, if you get a congestion, then you can have that fine throat mucus. Crash. Top 10 mucuses. Go. Top 10 mucuses. Go. On the spot. Now. Now. Hurry. Faster. You're not doing it quick enough. Top 10 mucuses. No. What's this? It looks like a white peach. That monster just now. I guess it was the monster we were talking about. And this must be the white peach he was looking for. Are you sick, Bogus? No, Crash. I'm just happy to see you. Ow. Hey, Colm, you alright? Am I on drugs? No. Sadly, no. This is what happens when I'm playing a game that I don't want to play. Kuno, that's not a drag at you. I love you. It makes it more interesting. I asked if you were alright. Ugh. Are you Colm? No, I'm not Colm. I'm mad. How do you know my name? Who are you? I'm Doobie. Your dad asked us to come look for you. My dad? You shouldn't be so reckless. Your dad's worried about you. I wish I had a dad. He left me and Mom to die. Sorry. Worried? But it's so good to see you're safe. Let's go back to see your dad. I'm really sorry. I heard that a white peach from this forest would help heal my dad's dick. So I'm double downing right now. That's a bad idea. I understand how much you want to help your dad and all, but you have to realize that getting killed would just hurt him more. Yeah. Just don't do it again. Yeah. Dwarven Dad, Dwarven Dad, top 10 mucuses, go. Then take it, it's yours. You want my peach? I'm not sure how I feel about this. This is, the white peach you were looking for. The monster just dropped it. Top 10 mucuses, Dwarven Dad, go! You're giving it to me. You're giving it to me. Yeah, this is what you're looking for, right? Besides, we don't need it. You need it. Thank you. I said it because we don't need it. We're looking for you, not some stupid fruit. Are you blushing? Shut the hell up. Alright, let's head back to Prontera then. Okay? Oh my god, this game is a work of art. I don't have... Did we actually go in a big circle? I feel like we did. Yeah, we totally did. I don't have... The screen is too small for Ragnarok. Is this better? Where I can't see anything or where I'm going and what's happening. But it's now very, very, very Ragnarok-y. It works. Like I'm enjoying the game. I don't know. Again, I don't know how well of a stream game this is, but I am enjoying it, at least for that. Like I'm getting some sort of enjoyment from this game. How, I don't entirely know. Where'd my team go? Hello? Team? Guys, I'm up here. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you come up here? No, we can't. The pathing's really bad. Okay. I'll just get this test on my own. I got a yellow potion. Well, that's great. What does it do? I don't know. I have like 50 potions. I don't know. Oh, now you guys decide to spawn in front of me. Thank you. That's really nice of you. I appreciate your support. I'm so lost. Help me. Help me. I'm so lost. Where are we? What is happening? Is this how Ragnarok is, by the way? I'm just curious. I got a Falchion. How do you pronounce it? Is it Falcon? Falchion? Is it a Falchion? I'm just very curious if it's a Falchion. I've had a Falchion this entire time. And I never... I want to check the card. What is the card? Oh, I get a card slot. Okay. Drops card. Mount card that drops card. Okay, it increases my dexterity and my hit rating. And it is called drops card. Once mounted, a card can't be removed. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Sure. I'll do it. Such a strange game. Yeah, the story is pretty not interesting. I would say it is exponentially not interesting. You're saving a magical girl. Like, you're doing the same stuff that you've done a million times in every other JRPG. But like, I do kind of dig the interface. Again, I don't think that it's necessarily a bad game. It's just necessarily a bad stream game, but I'm still kind of torn on this. I'm torn on this right now. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd just like to get out of here. I don't have a map, so I don't know where we are. Everything is very labyrinthine. Bit of a pain in the butt to deal with. Trying to find the way out, and I'm failing miserably. No, this isn't where we went. How to pronounce falchion?
Falchion. Falchion.
Falchion.
Falchion.
Falchion.
Falchion. Falchion.
It is a falchion. Okay. Falchion. Got it. This looks like Ragnarok. Not sure about the game. Yeah, I don't know how... Oh, falchion? Like you fell on your shin. Okay. Got it. Fall on your shin. We're beating the crap out of this grass. Fucking suck it, grass. Oh, this is the map. Please let this be the map. Yes! Thank God. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Falchion. Falchion. Beat the shit out of this bluegrass. I fucking hate bluegrass. Oh, there's so much bluegrass here. What is this, the South? Oh my gosh. Come on. Eat it, Woodman. Sleeves is about ready to take on a job too, I think. I think Lucifer is already a swordsman? I'm not entirely sure what he is right now. Oh, take it, Spore. I hated that game, Spore. It destroyed my CD-ROM drive. My wife and I were so excited for Spore when it came out. We were like so hyped for it, right? And and it was like our first game that we downloaded. We got it digitally, and that was like the first time we ever did something digitally. And we had it all set up to download, and we're all ready to like play it. And like the first time we ran it, our DVD-ROM drive would not read any burned discs at all. Anything. We had a bunch of burned discs of like music and stuff like this at the time. People would do this at the time. This wasn't, the time of iPads. It wasn't bad, just not what was talked about for years. And so like we looked it up online, and like apparently the anti-pirating software that they use like really fucks up your computer, and it really messed up our computer in a lot of ways. I'm sure there's some bad stream games, but I don't believe this is one of them. It's a game you can play and chat. It's a social game. You know what, Kuno? You might be making a good case. You might be making a good case. Because I have been very chatty, and I've been enjoying this. The DRM was really bad, and it messed up our computer so bad. And so we struggled a whole bunch. So we gotta go to shops. We gotta go click on shops. Go to tavern. Use the white peach for this man's problem with his genital issues. Dad! Cold! Dad, here you go! Oh! The peach! You went out in the forest to look for this? It's not just a peach, Dad. It's called a white peach. I heard that it has the power to completely heal any injury. I'm sure it'll make your, better if you eat it? You went to the forest for me? I had no idea. Thank you. Thank you. Doobie. What? Why are you staring at me? Is there something on my face? Doobie. When I look at you, I get this weird feeling. What? You saying I'm ugly? Doobie. You've been smiling all this time while looking at those two. That's because I'm glad we did our duty without getting killed. It's not like seeing them together makes me feel good or anything. I don't have a dad issue, okay? Delicable delectables. Go Debbie indeed. Ha 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 ha. Then why are you blushing? Shut up. Just shut up. Happy. So, this is what happy feels like? I'm looking at these outfits for the first time. That's why she's called Sleeves. Go Daffy. Oh, thank you very much for finding my son for me. Thank you. I would like to express my gratitude somehow. Huh? Sakana. Whoa. Whoa. The tongue. The tongue. Well, I'm trying to start a guild of my own. But you are. A guild? Okay, now we're getting to the things I want. Yeah, if you want to do something for us, tell other people about us. Tell them that Doobie is one hell of an adventurer. That way more and more people will want to bring the requests to us. Alright, I can do that. I was gonna pay you in bitches. Here's a list of CD and DVD copy protection schemes. Let me see. Let's see. Securom. Really? Okay. Enter the serial ID or install or startup to verify the license. Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. I don't remember what one it was. But yeah, we had stuff, man, that just messed up our stuff. Like, it messed up our computer so bad. It's so weird. Anyways, it was interesting. But the game was underwhelming. Securom was okay too. Isn't that the name of a Souls-like? Yeah, exactly. Securom. Okay, let's get going. Yeah. Okay. Wait, I've heard that in order to start a guild you need a special item. What? Fame isn't enough? Well, I'm not too sure about this. I don't know if it has anything to do with the item you need, but a merchant told me that he met someone looking for an adventurer to go treasure hunting with in Geffen. Isn't Geffen supposed to be a magical city or something? Yes, I can't guarantee that they're looking for will help you, but at the very least you might be able to get some information. treasure hunting, huh? Well, if things go well, we might make a lot of money in a flash. Alright, let's do it. Thanks! Oh no, thank you. No problem. Stay out of trouble, Cole. Okay. This is something else. Let's give me something else, man. Kuno. What in the world is Skeletutu doing? My apologies. I have been unable to learn the whereabouts of the girl. Is that so? Perhaps I have overestimated your value in this venture. There has been some information. It seems that the girl was wearing a peculiar headdress when she escaped. A headdress? Perhaps this information will help you find the girl. Without her, our noble purpose to sacrifice the foolish populace to our dear goddess cannot be fulfilled. Marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage, that blessed arrangement, the dream within a dream. Love, true love. I have not summoned you so that you can waste time fooling around. All is inevitable. Oh, don't disappoint me. Oh, sorry. All is inevitable. Don't disappoint me. Love. True love. Of course. True love. Yes. All is inevitable. Just a little while longer. Ooh. To blave. Yes. Man. An MLT. I love me a good MLT. Mutton, lettuce, and tomato. Dude. Sign me up for mutton, lettuce, tomato. Why don't we have an MLT anywhere? No joke. Where are the MLTs? I was promised MLTs. Why don't we have them? I had no idea you were thinking about starting your own guild. Yeah. What for? What for? To make money. Why else? Money? Yeah. You start a guild and you get lots of jobs, you know? Maybe at a gyro place? Maybe. Get some MLTs at a gyro place? I see. Oh, but starting a guild isn't easy. Really? Yes, really. You need both great skill and fame to start a guild. We lack, well, both, to be honest. Well, all we have to do is somehow get both then. I guess you're right. I'm sure you'll do fine. Alright, let's go to the Gap and then the City of Magic and get ourselves that treasure hunting job. We gotta do lots of work and get super famous. Go through the West Frontera Woods to get to Geffen. Got it, let's go to Geffen. Hurrah. I guess we're getting better, I think. Oh, doobie. Little do you know. So let me see if I can upgrade what's her nuts. Oh, okay. Let's sell our stuff. We have so much stuff to sell too. Like, I don't... We're just sitting here on so much stuff. So bored. I feel you, dude. Welcome, how may I help you? Alright, let's sell some stuff. Let's sell this junk that we have. We have so much junk. Tokens. 20... I thought that said 2 ounces. We have 2 ounces of jalopy. Can we sell all of it? Yeah. Sticky mucus. One of the top 10 mucuses. I'm gonna save those. I feel like you can craft with these, but like I'm gonna sell them. I don't. No. Collection of super soft fur used to make luxurious garments. Sign me up. Empty bottle. Bottle with nothing in it. We have 11 empty bottles. Oh, my clean stone. We're supposed to sell this. That's right. Get a whole bunch of money. And we never sold it. Can we sell my knives? Yeah. Oh, do not make me do this. Game, do not make me do this. Oh boy. Oh boy, come on. Come on, game, you can do this. Goodbye, club. One at a time. Control A. Right? Right? Please. Oh, I got a rod. Excuse me, miss. Would you like to buy my rod? So there's a new tavern quest available too, apparently. So yeah, weapon shop is where we're gonna go next. Okay, so sword. But like if I pick this, right? It doesn't tell me. No, I think one thing is better. Like, what does the up down mean? Hood, sandals, belt. Okay, so like the stuff I have is not that much more, so like I'm fine. Kratos looks different from how I remember. Wait, was that person's name Kratos? Kakalakola, how are you today, my friend? Oh. I see what you did, Kakalakola. I see what you did. I want you. You have to equip your weapons if you want to use them. Thanks, dude. It's a long time no see. How have you been, Kakalakola? What have you been up to, my friend? I hope things are going well. The Deviant's coming, everybody! Everybody hide, quick! He's gonna try to... You know, they call him the Deviant for a reason. Hide! I'm not here. Shh! I'm not streaming. This isn't my arm. Hi. Hi. Surprise. Deviant House Splatoon 3 treating you, my friend. I hope it's treating you well. What have you been up to? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, Raiders, everyone and all. I am Bogus Meat Factory. I'm a variety streamer who plays a little bit of everything. The platform, the genre, the era, it matters not. It is an insatiable love and passion for video games that drives me endlessly. No joke. You sit here, you bring up a game, I have something to say about it. I have a massive passion for this stuff. And I love hearing from folks and getting perspective from them as well. There is no bad game. Case in point, we're playing Ragnarok DS. It is... Not... It has been an improvement over my previous attempt at streaming this. And I'm starting to get into a groove. Deviant says, not bad. Played some Anarchy battles, a lot of splat zones. Nice. This I like to hear. I wish I had the time to get in Splatoon 3. I would join you in this battle, my friend. I love Splatoon a bunch, but I just don't have it. There's these weird moments where my poor brain is just like, nope, I'm done. I don't want to play that. I don't want to do that. Even though, like, oh, you'll love it. It's a you game. Why don't you want to play it? I was like, I don't know, my brain. You know, if you're looking to stream bad games, I can recommend Cacolacola. I know you can. Cacolacola, this is no joke. I want to task you with something. There is a game. There is a game, Cacolacola, that you know very well. A game that you love. It involves dongs and their inability to die. I have a mission for you if you choose to accept it. I need Dragonwang. I need to get Dong Dong Never Dies to have CPU versus CPU fights. I wish, beyond all wish, that could be a reality. Dragonwing is a stiff game. This is true. Wang Commander, though, what I love about Wang Commander, one of the things I love the best, and listen, everybody, this is no joke, okay? We're being very serious here. One of the things I love best about Wang Commander that really kind of stands out is this real cinematic presentation of the Wang, right? There's a lot of different Wangs out there, and they really do a great job in Wang design. And so there's no two Wangs that look the same. And even like after coming through a lot of Wang fights and you dock your Wang, you can really see the battle damage on your Wang. It's perfect. Says, I'm sorry, I can't help you with Dong Dong Never Die, CPU versus CPU. I know. David says also, BMF, there's no reason you can't play the campaign. It's the 10 Hours of Glory, and there's a super secret John Romero's Perfect Hatred hard-ass level waiting for you if you like 100% it. Oh, in Action Girls Racing or in Splatoon 3? How are you doing this with a straight face? The Wangmen are a bit dumb. Yeah, the Wangmen... Dude, yes, the Wangmen can be, especially Paladin, when he goes, oh, me duty, they've caught me with me Wang down. Like, it's just... You're an idiot. But... Splatoon 3, Action Girls Racing is just a pain. Good, pure pain. This is good. Well, Wang Commander, Dwarf and Dead, you've never played Wang Commander. Honestly, you've never played Wang Commander? Wang Commander is... There's a whole bunch of them, too. When it gets into full motion video and live action Wangs, it gets a little jarring at first, I would say. But that doesn't necessarily make it a... make it bad. It's just a little different than the traditional... pixelated Wangs. Calculator says, by the way, you're familiar with an early 80s arcade game called Mustache Boy? I am not. Tell me about Mustache Boy. Sakura says, I played it when it was relatively new. All-Star cast, 3 and on. Oh, absolutely, Sakura. Man, the cast in Wang Commander 3 and on, some of the best. And even, dude, the furballs in Wang Commander 3, I'm just, beautiful. Beautiful. Mustache Boy's an overhead puzzle platformer. Mark Hamill, John Rice Davies, exactly. Getting in their Wangs, in each other's Wangs, docking the Wangs, and just firing all cylinders. Can't you just have Coca-Cola play Shadow Warrior? The fun build engine game with bad stereotypical humor is true. Super Wang Commander Prison Suitcase was a bit odd, but an interesting take on the series. Yes, Super Wang Commander on the 3DO. Absolutely a little weird. It's a weird deviation from it, right? The Sega CD Wang Commander, adding voices to it really gave a great sense of character to the Wangs and kind of elevated it. But Super Wang Commander was one of those situations where they tried to polish the Wangs a little too much, and they came out a little flaccid. You know, the Wang design and character portrayal in the Wangs was just not up to snuff. Sakura says Privateer 2 was pre-famed Clive Owen and Christopher Walken, the Stanley Night game. Oh, man, Sakura, Privateer 2. I've got my copy here somewhere. The Darkening? I have my copy here somewhere. Oh boy. I had to resist the urge dramatically. I've met Clive Owen in my lifetime. Clive Owen was at the Blockbuster that I worked at. I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan at the time, and that was when Michigan had these ridiculous tax credits for filming in Michigan. And so he was doing a movie out there, and he was renting a movie, and he had his card and everything, man. It's wild. So, fun fact, when celebrities get a Blockbuster card, they use their agent's information, which is interesting. I mean, it makes sense. So he was renting a movie, and I'm not a person who gets starstruck. I like to treat people like normal people. That's just how it is. But I had to very strongly resist my urge to be like, man, you were the great in Privateer 2, The Darkening. I love you in that. And also, fun fact, also, Minnie Driver was at our store too at the time. And I had this coworker, Natasha. She was an older lady. And so how I'm really like chill around those types of people, she was the antithesis of that. So she comes up to the counter and is renting some movies because she was getting like stuff. She had a baby, just had a baby at the time, and she was filming a movie out there. I don't know what movie. But Natasha was standing next to me while I was checking her out at the register, and Natasha is just, and she's looking at me. I'm like, "You doing okay, Natasha?" And Natasha just really loudly whispers, "That's Minnie Driver." And I'm like, "Uh-huh. Yep. Here's your movies. Have a good day." And she's like, "What is wrong with you?" And it's like, yeah, I know. I wanted to tell her that, Jurassic Park Trespasser is really awesome as well. But, like, no, not going to do it. You don't want to give away your personal information for a Blockbuster membership. Exactly, Kakalakola. Kakalakola says that the SNES Wing Commander had Mode 7 graphics. But Sakura... Crash said, "I found that the wangs were a bit flat in that one, but it was still all I could get at the time." Exactly. You look, if wangs are in demand, right? You're in demand for wangs, but access to wangs is limited. You're gonna take the wangs that you can get. And Wang Commander on the SNES, I mean, I guess that's what you got. I mean, my first introduction to wangs was in Sega CD Wang Commander. Sakura says, "I love the original so much, but Privateer 2 has so many issues. It doesn't even play. The controls are terrible. The combat AI is the worst, and the acting is unbelievably amazing. Like, I want to cut a Privateer 2 the movie, where it just gives you a little bit of the action of the gameplay, but it's really all about transitioning into the scenes. It's so good." Kakalakola says, "Yeah, you don't want to give personal information to Blockbuster." GoDaddy says, "I would have told Clive Owen that I liked him in the practice." Kakalakola says, "Speaking of wangs, have you played the Genesis game Wangs of War, aka Gainuk?" I'm not. What is this? Tell me of this, Kakalakola. Tell me of this. He looks just like that one guy from a while back. Welcome. Looking for a job? Yes. Really? Oh boy. Okay. I'll take it. David says, "I sold the late, great Robert Vaughn an inkjet fax machine." Oh my god, this is actually a story? Oh my god. It was actually pretty cool if you didn't geek out in front of him. I always also hoped Harvey Firestein with antivirus software. He wore a holy undershirt, red shorts, flip-flops, and shades, but he has a distinct voice. He wasn't fooling anybody. There was one time I remember, the only time that ever there was pomp and circumstance for only one person ever at the Blockbuster that I worked at. And that was for, we were in Ann Arbor, so this was U of M, right outside of downtown. So we're right next to like the stadium, U of M's football stadium. And, but the only time we ever got pomp and circumstance would have been from, Michael Phelps. We got a call from his assistant ahead of time to let us know to prepare ourselves for his arrival. And that he would want a particular movie and like to have that ready and like ready to go. He will walk in, approach, we will call you like 10 minutes before he arrives, and that he will walk in, you will hand him the movie, he will walk out, and I will then proceed behind him to pay for everything. And like, this is how it's going to go. That didn't happen. The assistant came in and was like, I'm sorry, Michael Phelps won't be here today. And I was like, no, that's fine. I don't care. Let's see. Dylan McDermott looks a bit like Clive Owen. He does. Go Dappy, you're not wrong. WoW Gynog is a 2D shooter made by Messiah. It's famous for two things nowadays. One of them is managing to pull off some impressive visual effects on the Genesis. Faux rotation effects. Oh, I love that stuff. Give me it. Sakura says, I met Shalane Harris once, the author of the True Blood novel series. This was before the show. She randomly came into the small bookstore I worked in. She was passing by and saw this store on the road and just came in. I didn't recognize her, and after some awkward misunderstandings, we wound up talking for like 30 minutes while she signed her books. Yeah, I found this really interesting that I didn't realize this, that like authors love to just like, there'll be a day where like, I'm out here, I just want to go in and sign some books for people. Like this, I just want to do that as being something nice. And they'll go into a random bookstore and just sign their books and stuff like this. And it's like, here you go. I was like, oh, that's nice. Deviant says, you'd be surprised how many celebrities would shop in that office supply store while I was there. GoDaddy says, that was the practice joke. Hold on. It didn't land. Oh. I'm sorry. GoDaddy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel like this happens so much between us. I'm so sorry. So my life at Blockbuster was a wild ride. Because also like, yeah, there's some things that I don't know if I can necessarily talk about. So there's like a lot of information about the U of M football program and their practices. It's very interesting because a lot of the things they've gotten busted for, I knew a lot about because all of the players would come in and just talk about it constantly. Big Mike Ocho says, oh yeah, I used to work at Barnes & Nobles. Yeah, I'd have it constantly. It's really cool. I dig that, Big Mike Ocho. But like, yeah, Blockbuster, I have just a million Blockbuster stories. I worked there for like almost a full decade. And it was insane. The amount of stuff that we experienced. Be it people protesting because we had an LGBTQ movie section, be it just crazy, unhinged people who would like smoke in the building, or the time that I broke the bathroom and it flooded our store, which was really bad. The time I almost lost my big toe. I almost lost my big toe working at Blockbuster. The one time that we got hotboxed in a Blockbuster. The one time I almost died due to a tornado and got sushi for the first time. Someone said, this is your last meal, so enjoy, which is great. I had to call my family. It was wild. Yeah, GoDaddy says, I grew up in Santa Monica. I met a number of celebrities. I went to school with some of their kids. They were remarkably human-like. I didn't meet anyone ridiculous. Can't go anywhere famous like a Michael Jackson, however. Yeah, exactly. They're just people. It's not a thing. Sakura said, I worked in a tiny indie bookstore for many years. It was pretty much my career, so it was mostly local authors that show up for me. Yeah, still, Sakura, that's so awesome. I would, if I had a local author thing, I would do that all the time. Because I'd just be like, I want to talk to people. Sigh, why am I always like this? Side quest time, baby. Did you submit a request at the tavern? Oh, yes, I did. Well, the thing is, I work at the forge here. But I keep messing up and getting yelled at. For example, I burned through an entire stock of jalopies. Man, can I do anything right? Don't be so hard on yourself. No one succeeds all the time. Yeah, but my current 100% failure rate has destroyed my self-esteem. Anyways, about my request. And that would be... I want you to give me some jalopies. I need 10 to be exact. No. Alright, sounds easy enough. Really? You can get jalopies by beating porrings. Alright, we'll be back. Yeah, we gotta go grind porrings. That's okay. We'll do this side mission and then we'll be done for the night. Come talk to me if you decide you want to quit. I'm full of important facts like Uma Thurman is tall. Oh my gosh. She looks tall. She looks tall. That's for sure. Can I leave, please? I'd like to leave town. This is tall. She is tall. This is tall. She is tall. My brain read that in the voice of Depeche Mode. People are people. Okay, so we need jalopies. Okay, let's gather some jalopies. They're everywhere. Got a pouring card. I don't want a pouring card. I want your jalopy. Give me your jalopy. Dude, slurping up a nice jalopy. There we go, I got some jalopy. Dude, real talk, Sloppy Joes. Pro Sloppy Joes or anti-Sloppy Joes? I just think of jalopies and I think Sloppy Joes. I love me some Sloppy Joes. A Sloppy Joseph, sorry. I want to get a little fancy, right? You put a little tiny dash of cinnamon in it. You get some really fresh, like, fresh green peppers, and you go really light. You don't do a ton of ketchup like they always tell you to do. You lighten it up a little bit, get it a little fresher, put a little lemon zest in it, and a Sloppy Joseph is just fantastic. It's fantastic. Dude, some authors are cool. I used to be in a writing group, and we'd meet at the Borders, and sometimes actual published authors would come and listen to our stuff. Lauren Barrett's Longstead was cool. She used to work book retail before getting published. Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of authors probably worked in book retail, right, at some point, because, I mean, that would... They're in the place that they love, and it kind of pushes them forward. Kago says, Uncouth Joseph. Uncouth a Joseph. Excuse me, do you have an uncouth Joseph? Alright, so I need to stay in the East Frontier Woods because otherwise we go into stuff that's not jalopies or the jelly dudes, whatever they're called. Excuse me, I'd like some jalopy, please. And yeah, like it's not a common drop. It's just sticky mucus. I'll take. Sakura's a Projo. I actually used to know the cousin to Sandra Bullock. Sadly, they never got along, so I never actually met her. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, Projo. To humor. To humor Sakura, indeed. Man, I want to make some sloppy joes. I gotta make, tomorrow I'm cooking some shawarma, some chicken shawarma. We made a whole bunch of, like, prepped a whole bunch of chicken shawarma, and then we froze a bunch of it, and so I'm gonna be cooking that up. Many years ago, I knew someone working at a comic book store while also trying to find work as a comic book writer. It's good stuff. I mean, that's the thing, and it's interesting. So, like, I've been going into overdrive in terms of trying to get my tabletop RPG system, like, ready to go. So I have been, like, really diving into the Michigan game dev scene in general, and really enjoying the company of all these really awesome people. And it's definitely been a major driving force in me wanting to, like, continue this work and get it done. And I've been enjoying it a bunch. Big Mike just says, almost had some Joe tonight, but baby Ocho was sick all day and my stomach started turning as well, so Joe was a no-go. A no-go Joe is never good. Whenever you're in a go-Joe mood that quickly devolves into a no-go Joe, then what are you gonna do besides blow the go-Joe out the mouth? I don't know what I was saying. One point, he was pointing out that he wrote one of the comics that was for sale in the store. It would be possible to buy the comic and have the writer be the cashier. Love it. No Gojo is a tough row to hoe. Exactly. Oh, man. Tell me about it. But I'll make it sloppy Joe. My kids don't enjoy... My kids are weird in their tastes. Like, so I have a 5-year-old daughter who legit hates bread. Doesn't like breadsticks. Doesn't like sandwiches. doesn't like toast, doesn't like French fries. None of it, right? She loves fruits and vegetables, but she loves pretzels. She loves pretzels. That's like her thing. And so like she doesn't like she's not a fan of chicken nuggets. She's not a fan of like the typical things. But what's really strange about her tastes is that like with pizza, she will take off all of the toppings and all of the cheese and just eat the bread. I don't understand. Try eating shredded cheese on the Joe. Oh, dude, Sakura. Oh, I do a slice of like extra sharp cheddar. Extra sharp cheddar is a must. It's a must. Extra sharp cheddar on a sloppy Joe, so good. She realizes pretzels are bread. Crouton and Eric, exactly right. No, we'd tell her about the pizza thing, and be like, "You're just eating the bread. This thing that you say you never want to eat," and she's just like, "It just tastes better." It's like, oh my gosh, child. And then like my 7-year-old, she is just all over the place all of a sudden. Like she wants things one day and everything else, she hates it the next. It doesn't give two hoots. Cheddar is good on almost everything. See, like I love cheddar a lot, but I very typically like to keep my cheddar cold. I don't like melting cheddar very much. And so typically what I'm gonna do with a cheddar is it goes on like cold sandwiches and that sort of stuff, cold cuts and stuff like this. I don't typically go on hot stuff, but cheddar on a sloppy Joe it really hits the spot. It's like perfect. It cuts really well. I love it. Hello, jalapenos? Little jelly dudes. Cheddar's a bit more overpowering than other cheeses, so I like it more on some things than others. Exactly. So like if you give me a wheat thin, I'm putting some cheddar on it. Like, or hummus. I'm a giant hummus person too, but I love putting some cheddar. I have some wheat thins, and I have myself right now a 25-year-old aged cheddar right now, and it is waiting to be sliced up and put on those wheat thins. Because I'm an idiot. Melted cheddar on a burger with mushrooms, jalapenos, and bacon. Grilled cheddar cheese. I can't do the grilled cheddar cheese. No, that's too much. There's something about cheddar gets a little greasy when it melts, right? That's the thing for me, is that cheddar gets a little greasy. And I don't like when it kind of breaks down in that way. It doesn't do it for me. Ooh, look at this. We got a white grass. Got some white grass. Got a katana. Oh shit, let's whip the katana. Place about 10 minutes from my apartment sells freshly made jalebi. Ooh, jalebi. Is that like a jerpiga? I love me a good jerpiga. Talked about this before. About my love of jerpigas. Ooh, the katana decreases our chance to hit and our asped. But I'm gonna put on the katana. You don't know what a jerpiga is? Oh man. Well, let me tell you that we are currently, right at this exact moment, kind of digging into a jerpiga as we speak. A good jerpiga is really hard to find. And although I would say that this is probably not the best jerpiga, this is kind of careful. The jerpiga that we're experiencing right now, that we're tasting in this moment, is kind of like a freezer jerpiga. You know, you put it in the oven for 400 degrees, and for about 12 minutes, and it gets the job done. It hits the spot. But it's not necessarily one that is fancy or filled with a lot of great ingredients. Remember, everyone, tell your doctor this: if it didn't scream before it died, it isn't food. Also, according to Wikipedia, one of the regional names for jalebi is jerry. I actually have no idea what jalebi is. What is this? Jalebi? Jalebi? What is this? Explain to me what jalebi is. And I'll explain to you what a jerpiga is. Tit for tat. Quid pro quo, doctor. Quid pro quo. I think there's a big there's a big jelly cave up north. Let's go up the jelly cave. And how many have I collected so far? Is also a great question. Only 4. I need 6 more. I need so much more jalopies. I need to wrap this up because I need to go to sleep. Tired old man, okay? A tired old man. These guys don't. See, like, look, this is the grind. Here you go. Here's your side quest. Grind slimes for jalopy. Yeah, we'll go in here. There's a lot of jelly guys here. I think, right? Am I right? It's a sweet snack popular here in Bangladesh. It's made of deep-fried batter dipped in syrup. Oh, okay. Now you're speaking my language. Traditional shape consists of a concentric circles. Ooh. Dude, sign me up. Sign me up. Can I please hit this jelly man? That's my jam right there. You're speaking my language now. Tell me more. What's it taste like? Is it delicious? Is it delicious beyond all measure? Also, please, take the time to appreciate this rockin' electro soundtrack that very much fits our fantasy setting. There we go, we're getting jalopy now. And a knife. That jalopy's got a knife! Sticky mucus. I want jalopy, not sticky mucus. Come on, guys. I enjoy sticky mucus, but it's not my favorite of the mucuses. Do you have a top 10 mucus, Kakalakola? Like, everybody should be at some point in time of their life, right? What are you doing with your life if you do not have a top 10 mucus list? Sticky mucus is on there. It's like a 4 or 5, right? Solid 4 or 5. Come on, dude. Let's get moving. People usually store them in the fridge and serve them cold, but because I buy them freshly made, I kind of discovered I like them hot. TV says, Electro, you say? Before you crash, check out the song called Underwater Neon by Octoplush. Ooh. I will, before I go to sleep. That'll be my wind down. I gotta feed my guinea pigs and stuff before I go to sleep. You'd be forgiven for thinking this is Duran Duran. Hot as in temperature. I mean, not spicy. Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh yeah, I totally get you. We're like temperature hot. There's something good about like something that's a little extra gooey. Like I love like a chocolate chip cookie. Like the moment it comes out of the oven. The moment it comes out of the oven. Where it's just like falling apart. It hasn't gotten a chance to firm up yet. There's nothing better. And people hate, like, they're like, yeah, I like them, but they gotta cool a little bit. I was like, no, just pop in my mouth. Like donuts, I forget how or why, but I discovered microwave donuts taste incredible. See, Coca-Cola, we've got a donut shop out here that, like, when you get a donut, it's like, they make the donut. Right there. It's like, I want this donut. They're like, okay, here you go. Putting it in. There you are. It's like, okay, I'll take this. It's delicious. It's good times. You can watch them too. Like my daughters would go there and they would just get to sit and like watch when they like mass produce the donuts and stuff like that for folks. I mean, they want like dozens and stuff. And like you get to watch everything go through the process. It's amazing. I used to work at a Dunkin' Donuts during my college days. One of the stores I worked at had actually had facilities in the back that made donuts. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody has like Krispy Kremes. We have a physical Krispy Kreme location, where they do that sort of thing too. That's another place we can get fresh donuts. Getting fresh Krispy Kreme, man. Oh, that's also fantastic. We are grinding jellies right now. Spud Nuts. What in the world is Spud Nuts? One, if I had a Spud Nuts near me, that's all I'd be eating. Spud Nuts. Old Potato Dicks. You know, Potato Dicks. Great place. Potato-based donut. Ooh, nice. I tried making Krispy Kreme by trying to deep fry cream. The outcome wasn't pretty. Oh no! Krispy Kreme. It's not that kind of Krispy Kreme. Thought I was supposed to work. How many jalopies do I have now? The recipe is lost? Don't tell me that, Sakura. Don't tell me that. That makes me sad. You know me. You know me. Oh, we got 10. We got 10 jalopies. Let's turn this into this lady so I can go to sleep and rest well. Weird jalopy. So my guy is almost level 10 in his job. Lucifer, I think, is also a swordsman. I haven't even checked this. Let's look at what Lucifer is actually. Is he a swordsman? He is a swordsman. When he hits 30, he can become a knight. Okay. Oh, that's the thing. I wish we could just, like, go. We got the stuff, right? I mean, Sakura, the recipe may be lost, but it could be refound again. I think it's your calling to recreate the recipe, to go on that journey, to find it. If the world is not to your liking, make it to your liking. Build that world you want to live in. I say to Simon. Simon always comes in and laments the loss of One Must Fall, the second One Must Fall game, Battlegrounds or whatever it is. And he's like, nobody plays it. And I'm like, oh, Simon. There are fighting game tournaments out there that all do like side tournaments that are for really obscure and really random nonsense. And they sometimes have big ones that have prize pools for mystery game tournaments, right? You come in rolling up with that, and people are gonna play it. They want the weird. There are plenty of similar recipes for the donut, but I'm none sold at a donut chain. Now this is true. Okay, there you go. That's more the problem. Ooh. Shops. Tavern. And yeah, like, man, you roll up with some random, super weird, obscure arena fighting game, and people are gonna go nuts. We're back. What's this? You actually got them for me? Of course. Thank you so much. Here, take this as a payment for your service. You got 600 zennies. If you happen to collect 10 jalopies, swing by. After all, you can never have too many jalopies. I sold like 50 jalopies before I did this mission. Oh my gosh. Remember, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. Being a Detroit native here, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go save our game and go find somebody to raid. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you, Diva, for the raid as always. Folks, if you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoy my stuff, look, I play a little bit of everything. I love talking games. If you haven't followed me already, consider giving me a follow. You do not have to, of course. No pressure. I totally understand. We're going to find somebody to raid. I'll be back again sometime. I don't have a set schedule anymore. It's gone. It's out the window. My life has been a mess. Let's go full screen. Let's go find somebody to raid. I know. Harrison Ford. That's also good, Harrison Ford. Oh, hold on. Before we do that, hold on. Up. I am jumping the gun. There's something we need to do before all this happens. Bam. Bam. Let's talk about this for a second. Currently, in our rankings, we have Sims 2 on the DS, definitely solid. What? Deviant, thank you so much for the bits, my friend. On the next episode, Bogus fights DJ Octavio. Oh man, I can't wait. Sims 2 is a definitely solid game that we played. We played it to completion. We beat it, got credits. It was actually a ton of fun. It was a linear game that was like a hotel management sim. It was really good. Then we had Bomberman Land Touch, which was definitely stupid. The problem with that was it was just mini games. There wasn't any Bomberman. You were Bomberman, but you didn't do any Bomberman. It was a bunch of mini games on an isometric adventure game. Also, just the way that an emulation for that works, it doesn't work well. Need for Speed Most Wanted was dog shit. It was probably the worst game I may have ever played. It's not so bad it's funny. It is so just bad. All of it, to the point where they had a warning that said, look, the cars that you're picking are not going to be depicted accurately from the real life cars. They're going to look very different. And they do. They look like hot garbage. It was the dog shit. I've never had to say that about any game. Ragnarok I put initially on as dog shit because I was in a bad mood. Kunononi says, no. I like what I'm seeing here. I want you to keep playing this. And I was like, I'll put it on the chopping block. Like, we give it one more chance. We give it one more shot. And it didn't, and see if it works out. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? Look, Ragnarok DS is... I was like, maybe it's not a stream game. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I won't play this. Maybe I won't continue this. Maybe. I think we're going to continue another stream for this. No joke. Because it's moving up to a dull shine. It's starting to become a thing. I think I'm starting to become a thing now. Sakura says, I'd say dull shine. Exactly. But thank you so much, Deviant, for the bits too, my friend. That's too kind. It's a dull shine right now. It's moved up to a dull shine. It may not surpass that, but a dull shine is actually probably a pretty good endorsement. Kakalako says, oh, have you played the 32X game Brutal Unleashed Above the Claw? Oh, you bet your ass I have, Kakalako. Oh my. There's a long point in time where I thought Brutal Paws of Fury was like, I really wanted to play it so bad. It looked so great. Little did I know. It's been over 20 years since I bought it, and I still feel like I got ripped off for $1.99. Sakura says, it has merits but little depth. It is becoming at least an enjoyable journey. The journey isn't a complete waste. So, it's moved up to dull shine. Now, let's go find somebody to rate. Have you been watching Matt McMuscle's Worst Fighting Game series? Oh, Deviant, you bet your butt I have. Oh my gosh, friend, yes. I love it. Look, I'm a fighting game lover. I love fighting games. I love playing fighting games. I love watching fighting games. I'm a fighting game aficionado. Virtua Fighter is my favorite fighting game series. I played Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown competitively. I loved it. Who are we going to raid tonight? Who is on? Not a lot of people are on tonight. Does anyone want... Okay, does anyone want to give me a suggestion? I literally don't have very many people right now. Oh, I know who I'm going to raid. Okay. I know who I'm going to raid. I got somebody. I haven't raided them in a long time. Taco Adventure is playing. We were talking about this just yesterday. I have someone to raid. I talked about this just yesterday. We were talking about the Quest for Glory randomizer. And that is exactly what Taco Adventure is doing right now, is the Quest for Glory randomizer. Let's go raid them, give them a big hello, and of course give them a big to humor, please. I will see you guys again sometime. Maybe I'll have time tomorrow night. I don't know. This week is kind of busy for me, and I want to get some stuff done personally, so I might not be on much this week. But we'll see. And if we do go on, we're going to continue Ragnarok. We're going to continue it. Kuno, this is for you. Of course, if you want to see this stuff, it's all in the Discord. I have a Discord. We talk stuff. If you ever want to join, there it is. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Kakalakola, Deviant, thank you for the raid and the bits, my friend. Kuno, thank you for continuing to encourage me to keep going. Everybody for hanging out. Sakura, as always, for being a brilliant moderator. Lip, my dear friend, of course, hiding in the shadows, waiting to strike. I see you. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I'm there. It's either good or bad. I feel you. Farewell, and as always, to humor. Goodbye!